So I'll just introduce myself. I'm Christopher Manclear, Senior Software Specialist at Planet Canada. And today, basically, the goal is to give you an overview of what CABINETVISION is for the design to manufacturing solution we offer at Planet Canada. So just before we talk about CABINETVISION, Planet Canada, basically the company, we are the leading distributor of software solution servicing the woodworking industry in Canada for over 20 years now. We have an outstanding team of bilingual consultants and technical specialists across the country. So we have tech from BC all the way to PEI, and we work closely with the machinery partner, CNC machines, and other software company to make sure that we get your shop and or your business fully integrated and being successful. So with that, we are carefully chosen several brands of software to offer you many different solutions for the woodworking industry. So now CABINETVISION, what is CABINETVISION? So CABINETVISION has been developed since the early 1980s. And as of today, it's pretty much the most widely used design for manufacturing software for the woodworking industry. So you will be capable of doing custom cabinets, doing room design, photorealistic rendering, material optimization, bidding and costing, and also cut list and bill of materials. So all basically will be offered in one solution called CABINETVISION. So also CABINETVISION offer a powerful tool called S2M Center. S2M stands for Screen to Machine, which can automatically create machine-ready G-code for your CNC machine. So it's a big part of CABINETVISION being able to convert your drawing to manufacturing information. So basically, if you have any CNC machine hooked up to a computer, CABINETVISION can basically output code for those machines. So for those machines could be, for example, a flat table router, commonly called a nesting machine, point-to-point machines, panel saws, drill and dowel machine, chop saw, and even more specialized CNC machine, for example, material handling systems, or also, let's say, offloader solution as well. So now we'll see the different markets served by CABINETVISION. So CABINETVISION basically will serve the woodworking industry, as I said, but we will offer solution for the residential segment. So it represents about 70% of the cabinet manufacturing industry. So this segment covers kitchen, bath, bedroom, and closet cabinetry. We'll also offer a solution for commercial industry. So the segment is a larger project, is commercial, like it would mean school, hospitals, also institutional settings as well. We have solution for store fixtures. So that would be particularly to create custom and highly complex joinery for several solutions for stores, hanging system, wall paneling system, for example. And also we are into the architectural millwork industry as well. So that will be more being the wood processing, doors, windows, also work with different contractors. So that will be also a solution covered in the woodworking industry. Now, CABINETVISION itself is a global product, so it's available in 14 different languages. We are the market leader in several countries, including Canada, the United States, United Kingdom, and Australia. And we continue to expand and have more and more basically partner around the world. So you really coming to be part of a big family, and it's highly known in the industry that CABINETVISION is the market leader for the woodworking software to manufacturing solution. Now, with CABINETVISION, we will cover basically the different industry and how the software offers solution for each basically steps in your business. So we basically have been the leader for a long time, offering technologies for small residential cabinet shop or large multi-billion corporation as well. So this diagram is a representation of our customers' typical processes. We use this internally to guide us in our future development for our solution, and externally also we use it in conversation with our customer to determine where their pain points are and how we can offer a solution to help them overcome them. So I will cover more of CABINETVISION today, but keep in mind we also have other product like Vortex Spaces, WebCab, and Leica product that will be also offering solutions for some of those different basically processes you can see on the screen here. So with the first one in CABINETVISION will be the design. Basically, CABINETVISION, as I said, is a design to manufacture product. CABINETVISION will also offer a solution for pricing, for presentation, so mostly for renderings, shop drawings as well. Fieldwork will be more being able to go on site, take site measurements, and bring them back to the office and being able to work off those measurements. We offer a solution for engineering. So basically that would be to engineer the way you build your different parts and assembly, how you connect them, how you install them as well. We have a solution for reporting. So everything from door list, material list, bill of material, finishing list that will be covered with CABINETVISION as well. And of course, machining, which is basically the screen to machine solution to be able to convert your drawing into manufacturing files that you can send to CNC machine in the shop. Here. So now the design part. So in CABINETVISION, basically the design tool is really easy to learn and use. You will first notice that I will be able to draw my walls around my room. I can drag a direction where I want to enter the wall and just type the length on the sidebar. This allows me to quickly lay out my room to begin the design process with a point and click tool, basically. Once the wall is drawn, I can start adding my different objects. So we work off a different catalog of objects. So if I want to place a cabinet, I go in the cabinet library and I can find corner cabinets, base cabinet, upper cabinets as well. And everything could be customized in the software itself. So a big part of CABINETVISION is while you're doing the cabinet layout, because you already prepared the engineering, if you would want to create an object and modify it, you'll be able to change basically its size, but also change the operation to build the object. So if I double click on a cabinet and I want to edit it, I will be going to the cabinet editor, and from there I can make any changes I need on the fly. You can add a shelf, delete a shelf, you can create a fixed shelf, change a door for a false front, for example, and then have all the software to create the cut list for you while you're doing the room layout. So now in the 3D view, you will see basically the end result of my room layout, and you can go from wireframe rendering to texture rendering as well. And the other thing is, if you want to add countertop and molding, is as simple as going to the auto build top or molding tool and having the software to create your countertop for you. And of course, you can still manually go edit the countertop shape as well to make any changes, extend, create a radius as well on your part as you want to customize it. In the cabinet editor, so when you get there, that's where you will be able to basically visualize your object, but also make any changes to the different opening. So you can change basically any opening, delete them, recreate them. And the nice thing about it is as you create those different opening, doors or drawers, the software will also add the hardware for you, the machining also associated, and the cut list will be built on the fly as well. So it's really easy to make those changes in the software as you can see it on the screen. If you want to make a change also, any changes you make could be saved back to the library because it's still parametric. So if you were to create a cabinet with a fixed shelf, with a partition, a divider, if you stretch it, the part will basically still be parametric and you will be able now to use the same object but in any size in your library here. Now, the thing is also the hardware will be handled when you start your job, so you can still see basically your door, your drawer front. So if you open your door and go to the 3D view, you also get to see your machining for your hardware, the hinge hole, drawer guide holes, shelf holes as well, and everything is controlled in your job parameters that you can change as you want it. How many holes you want, what is the depth of the hole, what hardware you want to use, and then as you can see, you get your 3D object on the screen, and now you can see the end result on the screen and print it, create basically an assembly sheet of it to send it to the shop. Next thing will be the pricing. So in CABINETVISION, the pricing is a very important process for the user. Basically, this is where you can make sure that you have an accurate bid, and also you can capture your job cost and make sure that you are always profitable bidding on the job. So just like in the real world, in CABINETVISION, you will start off basically a part manager. So basically, you know what part you need. You need a fixed shelf, an adjustable shelf. You need doors, and you can attach a price to all those parts if needed. So set a cost per price, or you can even set a cost, what we call a price matrix, that will make the price be automatically updated based on the size of the part. So if you change the width or the length of a part, the cost of it will be updated in real time. The other part of the pricing is the material manager. So basically, it's everything that you will purchase to build something in CABINETVISION. So it could be a panel, it could be bending, it could be drawer guides, it could be hinges. So all of those different materials could get their own price, their own markup, and also adjust basically based on the vendor you want to use. So if you buy a panel for one company, it will cost you, for example, $30. But if you buy the same panel from a different company, it may cost you more or less. And the software will allow you to pick what vendor you're going to use for specific projects. So that make the final code very, very accurate, even based on where you're going to purchase your different materials as well. Next thing will be in the schedule manager. So it's more to create basically rules where you can set some upcharge based on certain material or parts. So you can tell CABINETVISION if you're doing maple, if it's, for example, maple and you need to stain the maple, so you want to upcharge this particular finishing, so you can do it in the schedule manager here. Also, you will be able to have your cost set in the door manager. So you can create a price matrix that will basically create the door price based on the size, on the finishing, but also on the style. So you can have a shaker maple door having a different price than the shaker cherry door, for example, of course. And the software will allow you to set the price per square foot. Also, for example, a minimum price. So it's really common in the industry. If you buy doors, you may know that we will sometimes say they charge a minimum of 1.5 square foot for any door you will order. So if it's a small drawer front, they will still charge you 1.5 square foot. So CABINETVISION has those parameters that you can set on each door. What is the minimum cost per door per square foot, for example? And this is attached basically to each door style. So you get a line where you can input your cost and your cost per square foot as well here. The bid center is really where you will get to create those basically rules on how you want the software to calculate your final code. So basically what will happen is now you get all the cost for your part, for your door, for your doors in the system. You tell CABINETVISION how to manipulate those numbers. So for example, you can say you want to charge the material cost plus a specific markup, calculate the finishing for each door based on the total area of finished door. You can add rules for installation. Say you want to charge a set amount for each base cabinet or for each upper cabinet, and the software will let you pick basically any different bid method that you want. So you can say per cabinet, per corner cabinet, per shelf, for example. And in the system, we have more than 150 different bid methods to create rules on how to price a specific line item. Yeah. Now, the presentation. So properly communicating design intent back to the architect is a very important task in a project. So having the proper 2D CAD annotation is really, really important. So CABINETVISION gives you all the tools to create really detailed and accurate drawings to send even to a designer, an architect, or a customer or an installer as well. This example of shop drawing was provided to us by our customer. So it's a good way for you to see what they are able to achieve with CABINETVISION. So they are really like things that they use on a daily basis. When you work in a residential space, it's important to be able to show your design to a client as well. So that will be more about 3D rendering. So that's really going to make it look nice to let the customer want to buy your project. So on top of the nice detail 2D CAD drawing, you also have a solution with CABINETVISION to create realistic photo rendering. So it could be static rendering in the PhotoVision tool in CABINETVISION, or you can use also our Vortex Spaces solution to create real-time rendering and create some animations, videos, and change material and textures on the fly. Sorry. So when you use the walkthrough feature, so basically what will happen, you will have an animated version of your project that you can see and show to your client. So it could be done in CABINETVISION with tool or with Vortex Spaces, where a designer can create those presentations, manipulate the light, change the texture of the countertop, of the wall, of the backsplash, save the video, and then send it to the customer through YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram, for example. So that's really where the world is heading now. It's to be able to provide those high detail, high-end rendering to the customer, and CABINETVISION is a very, very good tool for that here. Now, the field work is what I was mentioning at the beginning. The Leica basically product we have in our portfolio allow you to use the Leica laser. So we have the Leica S910, the small portable laser that you see right now on the screen, or the 3D Disto, which is a head that's basically automatically controlled by remote control that you can see here. And this will allow you to basically take measurement in a room and send them directly to CABINETVISION. So we have a native direct link between Leica laser and CABINETVISION. So you can even take those measurements with your laptop on site, having CABINETVISION with you. So as you can see, you can point and click on the wall and say you want to use that length to save it for your wall 1, 2, 3, and then select the size of the window, the placement of the different fixture as well, and CABINETVISION will build the room layout for you in real time. You could also use a solution where you go on site with just the laser, save the file in the laser itself, and then upload the file in the office by exporting a 3D DXF file and import it in CABINETVISION. So we offer both solutions for having CABINETVISION with you on site, or having just the laser with you and then importing the file back to the office as well. Also important to note that the laser solution is available with every CABINETVISION license that you purchase. Everyone has the link to the laser. So as long as you have the hardware, you can then connect it to CABINETVISION and import your room measurement in CABINETVISION directly. Next thing is the engineering. So CABINETVISION as an assembly manager, which is like a wizard interface where you have a series of questions designed to help your engineer basically set the rules in CABINETVISION. So each part basically has its own branch of question with illustration that will basically invite you to input basically a specific answer that will let the software know what you do in each scenario. So when you answer all those questions at the end, you get basically to have CABINEVISION to learn and understand the rules that you want to use to build your different type of assembly. So you can set rules for each part. So for a top, a bottom, finish stand, and a finish stand, a top kick, for example. But you can also set rules based on the cabinet class. So if it's a base cabinet, you want a specific joint versus if it's an upper or if it's a corner cabinet as well. The nice thing about it, CABINEVISION, is you can create as many assembly construction and drawer construction as you want. So you can create one construction to assemble a cabinet with dowels versus another one that will assemble it with blind dados or butt joints or screws, for example. And then you can go back and forth. And what that will do is in your drawing, when you draw a project, by simply switching the construction, the software will automatically update all the parts without having to redraw the entire project. So you can have the software to automatically know how to resize and reconnect the part for you based on the assembly construction that you select. So that's a very powerful tool. This will be set basically at the very beginning of the CABINEVISION installation. And then over the years, you can keep adding more and more rules, update them down the road as well if you want. And in every single job, you can still override those specific parameters. So if you start saying you want to have a cabinet construction where your toe kick are by default 4 inches, you can easily go on one cabinet and update the toe kick height to be 6 inches or 4.5, for example. You can even do it by room. So you can say, I want the kitchen to have a toe kick height of 4 inches, but the vanity, I want no toe kick, and I want my cabinet to basically be just fixed directly on the wall, for example. So you have those flexibilities and those things that you can adjust in your CABINEVISION software as you need it. So before I continue, I will just pause for a second. And if you have any question, feel free to use the chat, and I will be happy to answer any question you may have before we continue the presentation.
Thank you, Christopher. Hi, everyone. My name is Amanda Gay. I'm the marketing manager here at Planet. So we do have a question for you, Christopher. It's about cross sections in presentations. Laura asks, does the program automatically create the side sections as shown in the example on the presentation page?
Yes, so the software has a tool to create cross section. We call it cross section, or same as side section. So you can do it by cabinet. So you can create this section just for a cabinet, or you can create it directly from the room where you select the wall, and then everything on the wall will be shown on a cross section for you. The software will allow you also to control basically the dimension you want to see, how you want to place the dimension on the bottom, on the left, what do you want to also capture with those dimensions from the floor, include the countertop or not, and that will be saved in the style. And then once you save the style, by simply clicking to create the section, the software will automatically generate this end view for you with all the notes around it. And just to also be able to make any notes or changes, we let you basically use what we call the CAD tool to add your own text or note, because it's really common to have to add some extra information saying, for example, this should be installed on site, or there's a pull-out drawer here. So you can create those notes as well if you want to, but most of it's automatically created.
Thank you, Christopher. If anyone else has a question, please feel free to type it into the chat. All right, then. I think we can move on. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. So after the engineering, we have the reporting. So the reporting is basically what will allow you to generate the proper paperwork for your shop. Basically, that's mostly how you run a business, being able to provide different paperwork to the different departments in the business. So CABINEVISION Report Center is a very important and powerful solution to generate those valuable information for you. So we have nearly 250 reports available in the software. Depending on the solution that you purchase, you can go all the way up to 250 different reports. And really important also to note that we provide also, if needed, a custom report editor as well. So if you have very specific needs for a specific document that you don't find in the software, built in CABINETVISION, we have our own custom report editor to allow you to build your own custom report as well. So what is a report would look like in CABINETVISION? So I'll show you a few examples. So the first one is the bill of material or the material summary. This one is handy to know basically what you need to purchase for your project, and also to know the job cost for the materials and hardware for a particular project. And keep in mind, this is automatically generated while you're doing your cabinet layout. So you drag and drop your cabinet, make those changes as the part, at the part, shelf, and so on and so on, and the software will generate this document for you in real time, anytime you need it. Another one is the cut list. So CABINETVISION will include several different cut lists for you to pick from. So one you can see here is the panel cut list. So basically that's a cut list where we will show all the different parts grouped by material to be cut to build a different assemblies. So that will basically automatically group them by material, and you can also separate them on different pages if you want as well. We have also some report for shipping. So this one you can see is a cabinet list. So the cabinet list basically will list all the cabinet and assembly you have in your project with sizes, also hinge location, and also a note for you to know what is the finished end. So is it finished left, is it finished right? And if you want to also add the price, also a price for each item you are shipping as well. Another report really handy is the assembly sheets. So basically that's basically a report that will create basically one document for each cabinet you need to build. So in this document, you'll get basically a summary of the cabinet properties, size, type of cabinet, hardware, and then kind of like a bill of material, but just for this particular cabinet. So you will know what are the doors you need to order, the size, the hardware you need to get, and also a cut list for the case as well. So this will basically automatically generate those assembly sheets for each cabinet in your project as well. If you want to build your own report, as I said, we have our own report editor. So in the report editor, you get basically here a tool to create really specific document, even for your own purpose, or even to connect CABINETVISION to also third-party software, ERP system, accounting system, purchasing department, for example. So we may say I need just a list of all the doors for ordering, for example. So you can produce this report with the report editor and then export it. So you can even print it as a standard report, but you can also save it in different file format, PDF, Excel file, also even a text file or CSV file, for example, and then connect CABINETVISION to another software to read this file and use this information for your internal services here. After the report, CABINETVISION offers a solution for machining. So that's what we call the STM Center. So the machining is really something that's really powerful in CABINETVISION that will allow you basically to get all your design information into the STM Center and then allow you to then feed this to your shop, like really having all your machine receiving the file they need to be able to cut the parts and drill and route the different operation needed on the part. So in CABINETVISION, we offer a solution for nesting machine, nest-based routers. So the STM will be able to automatically generate files for CNC machine for you. And keep in mind that pretty much every machine on the market that you may consider will be compatible with CABINETVISION, because we have our own team of post writer and integrator. So we really work on creating a custom link for each of your machines, depending on the need of your own company as well. We offer a solution for panel saw. So if you need to send your part to a saw to cut them before doing the drilling and the routing, you can do it with CABINETVISION, where the software will export the cut list that's ready to be cut on the panel saw, and then the operator just have to load the panels and cut the part. And then if you want to print label, you can also print labels as well directly from the panel saw. We have solution for a machine center, so commonly called point-to-point machine. And as you see on my screen, there's a kind of tool in CABINETVISION to create workflows. So you can basically route your parts through different machines. So if you have a panel saw, a CNC machine, like a nesting machine, and a point-to-point, you can decide which part will go to which machine. So you can say all the finished part will go, for example, to the nesting machine, but everything that has no holes or anything, that just where you could cut it on the panel saw and then have it ready for the edge bender for you in your shop. We also have links for drill and dowel machine. So specifically, if you use dowel construction and your drill and dowel can load files from third-party software, so we will be able to communicate with this dowel machine and directly send the drilling pattern for each part. Commonly, our customer will use labels with barcodes, so you could use a barcode reader on the drill and dowel machine to automatically scan the part and have the machine to load the program for you, and then you put the part on the machine and then press start, and the program will start automatically for you. We have solution for chop saw. So chop saw is really used mostly for face frame construction. So everything that's solid. So if you need to, also if you do your own wood doors, you may have a chop saw. So if you have, let's say, tile stop is a very popular machine that we integrate with CABINETVISION. So we have a link also for those machines as well. And we have more specialized link, for example, for face frame machine center, if you have some, or even also beaded frame machines as well. Every machine you integrate also will be able to be provided with labeling solutions. So we can use even real-time labeling if your machine has printer installed already on it, or on-demand labeling, which is you can set up a labeling station at the offloading station of your machine, and then while the guy is offloading the part, you can print the labels and put them on the part. So we have a solution for both. And of course, you can also print your diagrams to be cut on the table, so if you just cut by hand as well. So we have a lot of solution, and we also offer solution for material handling system. So if you have a system that automatically pick and load the sheets on the nesting machine on the panel saw, or if you have like robotic equipment like that will automatically move parts around in your shop, we already did several integration with those equipment as well. So that's really something CABINETVISION does well. And we have the team at Planet Canada with technicians to go on site or work online with you to integrate all the machine you have in your shop as well. The assembly shipping basically is the part where we have a solution called the production assistant. So it's from WebCab. So this is basically a way for you, once you have all your part cut in your shop, to kind of track and make sure that everyone knows what they have to do, and for you also to know the status of your different project in the shop floor. So you can use this production assistant basically to reduce the assembly time, because we will be able to set up a station where we can show to the guy doing the assembly how to assemble each part and what part they need. That will also allow you to reduce the time going around the shop to look for parts, because there's a sorting solution. So the system will also help you to tell the guy in the shop where they should put each part. So for example, you can put them in racks and carts, and then the system will tell you, for example, your door is in the rack A, shelf number B, and then he will just go there, find his part, and then knows that it's ready to be installed on his cabinet. You will also be able to optimize your time spent dealing with damaged parts. So it's a very tedious task where sometimes parts get lost or are broken. And basically with the production assistant, the nice thing is the guy in the shop will have basically their own station where they could go and scan a part. Like for example, if the part fell and they just scan the barcode and flag it as broken, so we need to recut it. So we just scan it, and then that will bring back the part in the system where even in the office or directly on the machine, they will be able to redo the part. So the guy just doesn't have to go back and forth in the office all the time. He just go create basically the alert saying he needs those parts A, B, C, D, and then automatically they get back into production and allow you to get your shipment ready faster, because we want to make sure that your delivery are always complete. So that's very like the biggest concern people have, the fact that when they ship a truck, it's always missing something. So with production assistant, you can know before even you leave the shop what's missing, and then you can already deal with those parts that you need to ship later, or make sure that you go find them before you leave as well. It's easy to learn, and the integration is really fast. So it's just a matter of a few days to set up the production assistant, and then you can start using it in your shop. So that's really the solution for assembly and shipping. And this is fully integrated with CABINETVISION. So we basically from CABINETVISION provide all the information, the labels, and then the production assistant basically is more in the shop to make sure that the shop knows what they have to do, and make sure from the office you can have a view on what's going on in the shop as well here. So now I want to talk about more about the specific solution that we offer with CABINETVISION, how we package basically the software. Basically, CABINETVISION is solution that you can build based on your own needs. So we over the last years offered a solution that will allow you to build your own license. So every license of CABINETVISION will always start with the core product. So it's called CV Core. And the core basically will always include for every new license of CABINETVISION all the basic feature to create room layout. So basically to draw your cabinet, to have at least a cut list, and also do basic rendering and basic estimating. So most people with the core will be able to create room layout, kitchen, vanity with CABINETVISION. And then with the core, you can go more specific in specific industries. So the cabinet is for kitchen and bath, or commercial and store fixtures. And closet is specifically for closet, as the name suggested here. Then on top of that, you can add more specific add-ons. So they will be called multipliers. And those multipliers will focus on specific functionality based on your needs. So with the rendering multiplier, for example, this is where you can go from the basic cartoonish render to a photorealistic rendering, where you will get to see the reflection, the light, the shadow. Some user only need, for example, black and white drawing. So this is part of the core, but if you want to have the photorealistic rendering with realistic textures, you can add the rendering solution to your core license. Then you can add another one called the 2D CAD multiplier. So the 2D CAD will be the tool to have all the requirement to create a detailed drawing that you need to submit to architects. So if you need to create a really detailed cross-section with symbols, so you can add the 2D CAD to do that. You can also add, if needed, the countertop solution. So the countertop is more if you need to manufacture your own countertop. So keep in mind, with just the CV core, you can still draw a countertop. But if you get to the point where you want to cut your own laminate top, for example, with your CNC machine, the countertop will basically allow you to translate this drawing of your countertop into actual manufacturing information. So parts for build up, for laminate, and so on with countertop. But if it's just for design, you get to see the countertop in the CV core, and countertop allow you to actually cut those countertop on your machine. CRM is a lightweight customer contact manager. So basically that will allow you to do job tracking in CABINETVISION. So if you work on multiple jobs for the same customer, or if you have multiple users, you can kind of assign job to different users, so you know who is working on what, and also you can create a portfolio of job for specific customers. So if you work with a builder, you can kind of see all the job you are doing, for example, for a specific builder, and see the status of it, and also track the different revision of those jobs as well. So this is what a CRM does. Shaping will allow you to do cabinet shaping and part shaping, and also add your own operation in your part. So if you need to create a cutout on a cabinet for a hood, for example, you can use shaping. If you just build square assemblies, you don't need shaping. But if you create really complex shape object, let's say a custom hoods, for example, you can use the shaping to accomplish that. Bidding is what will add all the tools to create your own basically quotes with Cabinetvision. So you can basically control your labor, control your finishing, your delivery and installation using the bidding multiplier in Cabinetvision. If you use just the core cabinet, you will mostly work with basic pricing, where you get the material price, the door price, and just a basically installation price per box, per linear foot of box, for example. But if you have more complex rules, you can add bidding to accomplish that with Cabinetvision core cabinets. Reporting is the tool that will unlock all the 250 reports. So if you just use the core cabinet, you still get to have the door list, the cabinet list, and the panel cut list. But if you need to build your own report, or if you want to have a molding report, countertop report, for example, that's where you can add reporting to your license to have all the tools to get custom reports for your shop. Optimizer is more for saw optimization. So if you have a panel saw in the shop, you can use Optimizer just to get basically cut pattern for your panel saw. And machining is basically the multiplier that will allow you to talk to any machine that's controlled by a computer in the shop. Nesting machine, point-to-point machine, dowel machine. So basically, machining is the gateway to do the machining in the shop with Cabinetvision, to have Cabinetvision to automatically generate the manufacturing file for you, the G code, we commonly call it in the industry. So you have some addition like tour, submittal, or catalog editor. So there are more specialized feature that you can add to the license. So for example, if we take catalog editor, it's more for a company who want to create a catalog for other Cabinetvision users. So if you want to create, for example, a kitchen and bath catalog that you want to share with another company using Cabinetvision and have them to draw using your catalog, so you can use catalog editor to create those catalogs that you can protect and then share with other people. Or you can use submittal if you want to do a more architectural or commercial project using Cabinetvision. And one also that you can add to even machining or optimizer, it's the label and the saw for both machines. So both machines can do automatic labeling, and also the machining can do machine simulation in Cabinetvision. If you want to see a preview of the machining on your Cabinetvision computer before sending it to the CNC machine, you can do it with the solution called simulation. And when you have machining, as I said earlier, you can basically connect Cabinetvision to any machine in your shop, and depending on the machine you have, we will basically provide the link that will work with your machine using Cabinetvision here. Now, keep in mind, Cabinetvision is a flexible solution to meet the needs of each user. So when you build a license, I want just to show you a few examples of license that you can do with Cabinetvision. If you are a designer, we have a product called Cabinetvision Design. So the Cabinetvision Design product already have basically all the multipliers that a designer would typically use. So you will have basically in the designer license, the full realistic 3D rendering. You will have the full bid center in the you saw earlier in the bidding solution, and you will also be able to draw your cabinet, create your room layout, modify your cabinet. If you need to add shelf, remove shelf, change the height, the depth, as well using the design license. If you are an estimator, so typically the estimator will go with a core license and just add, for example, the bidding multiplier. So the orange multiplier on the left will be the bidding. So you can build a license just with core cabinet and bidding, and now that will be the license you want to use for the estimator. But if you have an engineer, you have different needs, so you can build a license that will, for example, have the core cabinet with the 2D CAD multiplier, with the shaping and the reporting. The reason is because the engineer needs to provide a detailed shop drawing for the shop, for the installers, for the architects, so we will use the 2D CAD multiplier. The shaping allow them to create, basically build a library of custom assembly, customly shaped assembly. So if they need to create a cabinet with specific angle, cutout, radius, so you would use it on the engineer license and then save it in the library. And then anyone else who has their core cabinet license can use those cabinets that will be saved for them from the engineer license. And the CNC programmer usually will have his core cabinet license with his machining multiplier and all the different machine it needs to connect to CABINET, so nesting, point-to-point, and so on. So we will be the one that will output his CNC files to the shop and then cut them on the different machine we need using the sprint machine. So just to summarize what we saw earlier, so CABINET will be basically the design to manufacturing solution. So with CABINET, you have a solution for design, for pricing, for presentation, for fieldwork, for engineering, reporting, machining, of course. And also we have several other products for assembly, for shipping, for also realistic renderings. And also we allow you to use tools like WebCab to do basically job tracking as well, using CABINET, or using just WebCab if you want to track your shipping, track your delivery as well. So I want to thank you for your attention. And the very last thing I want to mention is the fact that, oops, sorry, I closed the last slide, is the fact that we have an offer for you that will allow you to have a free assessment of your need and more custom presentation of CABINET if you want to see the software more in detail. So we can get online and do a full demonstration of CABINET with the different multiplier that will apply to your needs depending on what you need to see. So now I'll pass it to Amanda and answer any question you may have. Feel free to use the chat, but thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, Christopher. We have a question here from Laura who asks, do you happen to have an example of what the shipping checklist looks like from the reporting section of the presentation?
Okay, so I don't have the example other than the one I showed earlier. If I can go find the slide for you where we had the reporting. Right here. So we do have an example. I think if you want, we can follow up with you to show you really like some typical example from actual CABINET user. But just for this presentation, I just have the one we saw earlier, this one, for example, which is a summary of the different item to ship. So this is basically a breakdown of the different cabinet part you need to ship with size, inch type, and finish time as well. But with the report editor, you can still build your own report if you want. If you want to follow a specific format, you or even us could help you to build this document for you in CABINET. So typically, if you use a document for several years and that's what's worked best for you, we will be able to basically create this document in CABINET and have it for you available and automatically generated in the software.
Thank you, Christopher. As Christopher said, we will absolutely follow up with you, Laura, afterwards and give you another example. I see another question is being typed. Okay, so Laura says, okay, that sounds great. Is there a full project scheduler part of the program, like start to finish in shop production?
Okay, so this will not be directly in CABINETVISION, but we have some solution through our partner WebCab. And again, we will follow up with you to show you the different solution we have. But having CABINETVISION, you do have a solution to also do your scheduling, your job tracking as well with Planet Canada. So we will make sure to follow up with you on the different software we offer to do that.
Perfect. Thanks so much. We really appreciate your time, everyone. We're grateful that you joined us today. As we said, I will be sending you an email in about an hour with a copy of this full session and answers to the questions that we had today. And you will also receive our offers. So we will set you up with a software consultant in your area who will do a full assessment with you of your business and your needs so that you can determine what types of licenses you might need. And then you'll have a one-on-one with Christopher Monclier, who will give you a customized demo of CabinetVision according to your business needs. So you'll be seeing that email from me in about an hour, like I said. Thank you so much, everyone, and thank you, Christopher.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.